手はここで出るから。
What is going on, fellow YouTubers? Shadow Gamer AX coming at you with another top 10. Oh my god, you don't know how long I've been waiting to do this list, guys. But I had a lot of things get in the way, and now I am free. Free like the wind, George. Before we get started with this list, let me just first remind you that this list is based on my own opinion. This is how I see the list, and this is how I see my favorites. Please do not get mad if your favorite show is not on this list. Who knows, it might be in the honorable mentions. Also, this list is also made for fun. Strictly, just fun, entertainment. But anyway, guys, without further ado, let's begin. Now, if you recall my last top 10, I was discussing the top 10 unnoticed goats of all time. This one is going to be the same concept, but with a different twist. Today we're going to be discussing is the top 10 anime. Magic and warefare. Think of it as a combination of the two. And of course, like last time, they will both be unnoticed. So, sitting at number 10, we have Madoka Magica. Alright guys, love with me here. When does this series ever end? This series is one of the best when it comes to dark storytelling. I think it was one of the first in history that actually attempted it, maybe. I know it was the best when it comes to the early 2000s. And correct me if I'm wrong, but there is a movie coming out in 2020, I believe. And it's still, this series and manga is still running itself strong to this day. And that is something very impressive that I thought, I know it's well known. I know it's a well-known series, but damn, man, what an accomplishment. It's probably been the most longest running magical and warfare genre that I can think of at the moment. But nevertheless, it's a great show, and I hope you guys will check it out. And if you have, let me know what you think of it. Number 9 is Shadow Skill. Like I said, I've watched so many shows and so many anime throughout my years that this one kind of slips through most people's radars, including mine. What I got out of Shadow Skill is the fact that, it has a great story. It has a great plot. It has it came out in the 1990s, and it's still a cult classic to most fans of Shadow Skill or Slayers. I think the only thing that differs from Slayers, in my own opinion, would be the dark storytelling. Slayers, there's so many series when it comes to Slayers, but the ones I'm talking about would be the last few Slayers. That's what I've seen. Compared to Slayers, any type of Slayers saga, in my own opinion, Shadow Skill comes out second to none. And I still believe that this show is greatly overlooked by how old it is, and the fact that not many people have actually noticed this show or actually known about it. Because if they had, this would be a fan favorite, hands down. And I'm not taking anything away from Slayers, but Shadow Skill is personally my all-time favorite. It's one of the things I grew up on, and I'm surprised I actually forgotten about this wonderful series. And if you haven't checked out Shadow Skill, please do, guys. It's a wonderful series that you will get a full 100% thrill. This anime came out in 1990, I believe 1998, and it had 26 episodes. Plus a movie, so I hope you guys will get a chance to check out Shadow Skill. It's a very great series. Moving right along now. Sitting comfortably at number 8, we have Strike Witches. Yeah, I love this series to death, guys. You know, say what you will about Strike Witches, but it's no doubt it's one of the notable GOATs, I would have to say, because, you know, the thing that makes Strike Witches truly unique and good and great and why it's one of the GOATs is because not just because of the fan service, but also because of the magic and warfare that goes with it. I believe that, you know, Strike Witches is notable for its storytelling, for its era and time where it takes place. They did something different at the time, and I gotta give them props, man. I love Strike Witches in all its glory. What can I say? It's the GOAT. Number 7, we have Fate. Now, I'm not talking about one Fate series. I'm talking about all of them, guys. When it comes to the Fate series, I'd have to say, you know, all of them are the great ones. Whether it's Fate Stay Night, Fate Unlimited Blade Works, or the new one that's out now, Grand Order. Yeah, that's it, Grand Order. All of them have great qualities, and all of them have their own story and separate story. And I really have to respect Fate, the Fate series, for what it's accomplished, and it's still going strong. Like I said, man, when they go strong, they're gonna be on my list. Sitting at the number 6 spot, we have El Cazador. Oh man, I have a lot of appreciation for El Cazador for 3 reasons. 1, it has a Western tone. Like, when you first watch this series, it has more like a cowboy kind of thing, or like a medieval Western kind of thing, a theme that it has. I love the backgrounds. I love the scenery. Everything about this show is perfection. The story is very complex. Now in this show, you really have to pay attention to what's going on to the story, otherwise you won't get the end game. The reason why it makes this list is not only because it's a warfare. It's like when bounty hunters were relevant back then, and then it has a little bit of like witches and magic into it, so I would say it more deserves this spot. I like the dark storytelling. I like how they keep going on journeys and traveling from place to place, and it's fun to watch each and every adventure as the series progresses. I also feel like this show kind of got unnoticed for multiple reasons, but I hope to rectify that in this video here. Number 5, we have Kemper. Now, what's wrong with slipping a little gender bender in here? I tell you what, nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing. This show is fun. This show is cute. This show has a lot of freaking fan service, which is hell yeah. And the fact that they waited this long to dub it. I think it was dubbed this year. What the hell, Kemper? What the hell, man? How do you wait so many years after releasing it in subtitle? Beyond me. But nevertheless, guys, this show is a great show. Not only does it have fan service, not only has a good story plot, but it's very, very fun to watch. The only problem I have with this series is that the ending kind of fell short. I mean, there's a lot of questions unanswered. But hey, beggars can't be choosers, right? It was great and a lot of fun as it was. Sitting like a hot tamale at number 4, we have Tokyo ESP. Now, I like this show for a lot of reasons. One, I would have to say, would be the dark scenery, like the dark storylines. I'm a sucker for dark storylines, guys, but I've seen this show countless times, and I can't help but appreciate what this show had. I can't help but appreciate the warfare that's in it. I can't believe that this show got unnoticed for a lot of reasons. Either they just didn't care, or they didn't know about it. Well, you know about it now. if you were into a good tug of war with your emotions kind of anime, this one's the one to go with, guys. So, we are headed to the top 3. Sitting at number 3, we have A Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha. Now, there's a lot to compare. A lot of people have their own personal favorites. I know a lot of people like Sailor Moon. I don't like Crystal, but I like the original 1990s version, but I digress. Lyrical Nanoha is first for me because that kind of kicked off my interest in Magical Girl anime. That, and aside from that, would be Magical Madoka Magica. But this one had something special that nobody else did at the time. Even though that it had 2 seasons that were dubbed and the rest were subtitled, I don't mind, man. I like Strikers for what it was. It's not much there's not really much to be said. I mean, it's a cult classic and it's still running today. I think it is. Last I heard, they were doing a reboot of the whole entire series, so I wonder how that's gonna go for them. But I gotta give credit where credit's due. I love the series very much. I have a special place in my heart for it, and that's that. Sitting at number 2, we have Worldbreak Area, Curse of a Holy Swordsman. Dude, I really appreciate this series for what it had. I think you were even though it had only 1 season, I can guarantee you there was a lot they could have done with season 2. There is so many things that I would like to know personally from the anime, not so much as the manga, because I can't really get my hands on the manga. But if I did, I would totally read it. The manga continued, but the anime didn't. That's my biggest gripe with this series, because of the poor execution. But I enjoyed this series to a great deal, and I hope you guys do too. Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. And now it is time to reveal the number 1 spot on this list. And that is My Hime. The reason why this show makes this top tier list, is because of the story itself. The story is like a tug of war with your emotions, swinging you one way all the way to another, and you come to love these characters that are implemented in this series. The character development is on point. It takes the time to get all of the characters and get you affiliated with them. For though I know some of you guys are perfectionists when it comes to that, so rest assured of that. As well as its dark tone and warm-hearted tone, it switches from both categories. Any emotion that you feel is it makes your spine run cold. And if you were into that kind of drama, I'd highly recommend it. It's a dark drama story for the ages. That is my video. That is my top 10. Please feel free to let me know what your top 10 is. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. If you are new to the channel, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications. That way you'll never miss a video and you'll be notified if I upload a video and when I upload a video. To my returning subscribers, I want to formally welcome you back to the channel. And make sure you're still subscribed, because I know YouTube likes to post stupid shit like this by unsubscribing people from my channel. So if you're a subscriber, make sure you're still subscribed. And we will talk to you very soon.